Do you want to be more productive with Microsoft Teams? In this video, I will share 11 tips which will make you and your team more productive. Stay tuned. So the first tip is structure teams well. So if you use multiple teams and you need to ensure that all your teams are clearly named, have clear purpose and don't overlap. So for example, in our case, we have a few teams. We have one team for the whole organization. We have a team for PM. We have a team for external collaboration and so on. For other talks. So basically structure teams well, otherwise you will get lost. Second interesting point, use feeds to send notifications and receive notifications from third-party tools. For example, we have a few feeds here. We have a GitHub feed where GitHub sends all its notifications, so people don't write here a lot. Then we have PDV feed, which is post-deployment verifications. As you see, all our build systems send here notifications, and we can come and see if everything is all right. Another, for example, of a feed, we have Jira sending us notifications as well as grouping them in relation to a support request. So if anyone needs to catch up on support, then click on and easily see in support feed what's going on. The similar stuff, release feed. In this case, again, it's people for now manually put here information, but the idea here, you don't have any interactions here except post data for your information sent from third-party system and people on occasion. Another interesting tip, use themed channels. For example, in our case, we have help channel, people ask for help. We have product related channel, we have compliance channel, play channel, and so on. So theoretically, it's less noise. As you see, no one needs to read all of the channels. If they don't care, they can hide them. So it becomes much easier or stay on top of things. Next tip would be to avoid one-on-one private messages, because very often sooner or later you will need to reshare the same information, and if it's on one-on-one chats, it means basically it will be lost only with that person. If that person had sick, moved to other project, team, and so on, you basically need to communicate your stuff again. So the tip here would be to use multiple channels for different purposes and communicate there. And for example, in this case, we have a channel where, as you see, we have theoretically I could ask this person directly, but I decided to write in the channel in case someone else would need to quickly chat on things. Another interesting tip would be use audio and video for external communication. So in this scenario, if you want to share more details, it will be much more beneficial to record a video message using Zoom or some other tool and share it with a broader audience, because it will give more context and Teams alone won't help you. And then you can share that long message inside your channel so people can review and give you feedback in written or in a video format as well. Another interesting stuff is to use channel-specific integrations. As I mentioned before, it's very similar to third party, but you actually name the channel with the name of integration. For example, here we have as a GitHub channel, we have support channel for the Jira, we have PDV channel for so-called integration, and so on and so forth. So ensure that your channels receive information from a particular tool. Next, use asynchronous stand-ups. As we see here, we have stand-up messages which are coming from all team members. So it makes it much easier to work asynchronous in different time zones, so people can just come in and write a particular message. Then who cares will come and read. As a result, it becomes much easier to stay on top of your work in an asynchronous and remote environment. Another cool tip is to pin channels. For example, I'm pretty sure most people don't care about most of the channels, but they do care about a few ones in particular. In this case, I have these channels pinned, and you can do this by pinning the channel, and then this channel appears here. And if you don't like it anymore, you can easily unpin it until it disappears. So you have here a few channels which we need to pay attention. In this case, I want to pay attention for reviews, or document management and roles, like stand-up messages. So whenever they bolt, I will see straight away, and I don't need to monitor channels in the teams. Another cool update being easy to follow is to use status as well, because very often you have an external call and you don't want to be disturbed by messages, notifications, and so in case someone mentions you. So I highly recommend to use status well, so people put when they're offline, when they on the call, when they're on lunch. So it helps a lot to communicate your presence. Another tip about mentions, so use them very carefully, because they disturb people a lot. For example, in this case, someone mentioned me, I could go to activities. This is super cool. you actually can see who and where mentioned you. Another tip, you can filter all activities by mentions. So I only can see mentions, I only can see, for example, reactions to my posts. Theoretically, people care a lot about those, so mentions could be very important, and if you mention a lot, it will be fast way to catch up, but you need to use them very sparingly, because if you overuse them, people will ignore them this time, as anything. Another cool tip, which I highly recommend to employ, is to put messages as unread. For example, I know someone messaged you late in the day and you feel you need more time to process and respond, so you can just make it as unread, and then this channel becomes bold, and you can come next day or whenever you have time and actually catch up on the message and prepare your reply very well. Okay, now as a bonus tip, use the chat with yourself to the messages. So you basically can write to yourself. Here I even pinned my chat. You can basically put your notes, put other things, prepare messages for others, and so on. It helps you a lot to be on top of the game by using Microsoft Teams as a note tools as well. And bonus tip 2, as I mentioned here, but in more details, use activities to stay on top of things, be professional, don't miss important things. And these filters, they help a lot to actually find important things for you. If you have more tips, please feel free to comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much.